here you have a lot of buds still coming on. It isn't that the flowering season is over, it's just getting too dry, too hot and dry. So we'd get an inch or two of rain. This would be loaded with these white puffy balls, and maybe the butterflies would show up too. Nice glossy foliage. Like I say, it has some very nice qualities that also adapts it to gardening, to horticulture. And of course that's true, as we've talked about before, for so many prairie plants that were picked up by English and French explorers literally centuries ago, taken over back to Europe, and then they were introduced to horticulture, and then they came back here again, and we didn't even realize that they were good old-fashioned Native American species. So there's a lot of history at what we're looking at, and many stories in that, not just botanically, but also historically. And again, I just love the prairie mimosa, as it's often called. It's the tiny white powder puff type flowers. There are many tropical relatives that have huge pink powder puff balls. One intermediate ones with pink ones, Schrankia, is endangered in Illinois. There's one single plant in the Horn Prairie in neighboring Fayette County. That's really made the news because one single plant, the only one that we know of in any nature preserve in Illinois. It's been grown off and on and then been planted out. But for as native populations is concerned, it's always been rare. We have knowledge of a number of occurrences, but they've all gotten wiped out over the years. You know, we went from 22 million acres of prairie at the beginning of settlement. We went to less than 2,000 acres today in tiny little spots like this one, 10 acres. And it's nice to envision this not being just 10 acres, but 100 or 1,000 or 10,000 acres, and then consider the giant sky dome, the endless skyways, as this beautiful song says, and here just the bird song and the wind rustle instead of the incessant noise from the interstate.